In this video, I will show you how to create a first email job and link an Excel file with data for the email sending. Let's first look more closely at the program interface. At the top is the navigation bar. On the far right, you can see the settings button, which we learned about in more detail in the previous training video. The four buttons on the left-hand side each show a different view of the program interface in the order in which they are predominantly needed. If a button is inactive, it means that you have not yet given enough information in the previous interface. If, for example, I have not yet registered a job, an empty preview or send report has little point. For that reason, these buttons are now inactive and cannot yet be used. Our current page is Jobs. The next step is to switch into the settings of a job. There are three ways to do this. One possibility is to change by directly clicking on Job Settings. You can now create a job on this page. Another possibility is to take the mouse to the top line, even if this is empty, and click the right mouse key. You can then get to the Job Settings page by clicking Create New Job in the shortcut menu. Enter a job name in the upper region. This should be unique and indicative. End the input to a field with the Tab key or by clicking in a different field. The following fields, created on, last executed on, email sent, are automatically populated by the emailer. These are the fields that you will find again on the first page. Jobs, in the list of email jobs. All the input fields are closed or opened by clicking the double arrow symbol. This is very useful for working through the job settings in sequence. The job name is enough to be able to save the first job. After saving, the emailer shows us an error list. All the errors identified by the emailer that prevent correct sending are listed here. This list can also be closed and opened by clicking the button. We can also see that the emailer has entered the date under Created On. On the Jobs page, we now see our first job, albeit not complete. Another little note about the list shown. The list can be sorted in ascending or descending order by clicking on the column heading. The order of the columns can be set individually by drag and drop. If there are several jobs, the search offered on the right can be helpful. As the third possibility, you can change to the created job by double-clicking Job Settings again. A green tick is shown next to the job designation. Every time this green tick appears, it means that the emailer has checked the input and has not identified any errors. Let's start with the first entry in the list. Source data from an Excel file. We open this item by clicking on the arrow symbol. The yellow and orange warning triangle shows us, by contrast to the green tick, that the input has not yet been made, or not without errors. For each yellow and orange triangle, an error message appears in an error message. First, we have to select an Excel file in which all the data needed for the email sending is located. Excel files from the version 2007 can be used. It is important that the data in the Excel file is always on the first tab. Table 1. The column headings must be in line 1. If the column heading is empty, then the emailer will set its own heading, for example, column 3. I'm showing you here what such an Excel could look like. A column heading, most usefully with an indicative name. The email addresses of the email recipients must be in one column, together with any other personalized data necessary. After you've selected a valid Excel file, a green tick is visible instead of the warning triangle. This error has also disappeared from the error list. If you have successfully sent a job with the data from the Excel file, you have the possibility of moving the Excel file into another directory. First, select this option and click on the tick box. Then select a directory to which the Excel file will be moved after completion of the job. Here too, the green tick signals that all the inputs are correct. You can now close this process step by clicking the arrow symbol. With that, you have completed the first step, source data from an Excel file. In this training video, you have seen how to navigate in the emailer, create a job and add an Excel file to this. You know the possibilities for sorting the job list or changing the order of the columns. You also know how the emailer shows correct inputs and indicates missing inputs and inputs containing errors. In the next training video, you will see how to create an email template for a serial mail. Check it in the preview and send it.